Hi, Bill. Hi, Debbie. How you
Hi.
feeling there, Deborah? You okay? How you feeling? I can barely hear you. There we go. Okay. Yes, girl. You got to work on your diorama first. Then yes. All right. How's everybody?
Good.
That's good. Right on. Good to see you all. I hope you had a good St. Patrick's Day weekend. I hope you got up to some green beer shenanigans, you know, type of thing. I didn't get it. I was very, very well behaved all weekend. I just went to the places and did my shows, and I didn't party until 6 in the morning on my birthday. And I didn't party the next day until 4 in the morning with crazy French people or anything like that. I just said my prayers and went to bed. I had a great weekend of lots of great shows, really good shows too, like really fun. And but the parade was bitterly cold. And I was telling the orchestra last night that I froze my rosin, which has never happened to me before. So it was this wind, right? It was like a sideways wind that was just with snow in it, and it was freezing -20, I think, with the wind chill. And I'm playing, and it's okay at first, but then it starts to sound like it has no rosin, and then it's just all kind of scraped, like. And so I put some more on it, and that lasted for like half a tune. And so I figured out it must be freezing. At first, I thought it was like the cold had perished my horsehair. But then when I got it in the warm, it went right back to normal. So I figured that rosin must have frozen, which has never happened to me before. Not fun. A couple of you guys have heard this already, but I was playing on the QP 416 local float, and the guys were very, very nice guys. They were great. And they were very attentive to my friend Ina, who is almost 80, and she was playing on the float with me. She worked for the QP local for decades now. And they were very attentive of her, and they made sure she could wait in the truck until just before we went on and all that kind of stuff. And then when they dropped me off at the car, one of the guys was like, "Thanks a lot, buddy. That was great fun. Great to see you playing with Ina." What does Ina say? What do the Irish people say for cheers? Cilantro? Love it. The funniest thing is that most Irish people don't even like cilantro. Anyway, but it's all over now, and it's back to abnormal. Jennifer and the kids got back from Newfoundland without any problem. They're back at school, etc. So we're kind of getting back to regular life. And thanks again for the more bow shirt. Can't wait to wear it again. I'm gonna wear it on Tuesday when I go to the session. I'm gonna wear it, and I'm gonna keep pointing to it with Brian. Just keep going like this. Okay, so let's get warmed up here, people. Let's see, what should we do tonight? What key should we start with this evening? Does anybody have a preference of keys? I find that they all have different qualities. And I don't know if you have a favorite key. For me, it depends on what you're looking for. So for kind of happy music, like major tunes, I think D is my favorite key. D for Dan. It's certainly the first note I play when I get the fiddle out. All the time. For some reason, it's the first note I play. And yeah, and the little lick that I play. It's all in D. So I figure that must be my favorite key for the major sounding stuff. For the minor sounding stuff, it's a toss up between D minor, which they call the saddest of all keys, and A minor, which is such a versatile key on the fiddle, and it's in 2 octaves on the fiddle. So, what do you guys think? What are your favorite keys? What's your favorite major key? Anybody have a favorite major key?
I'd say
No?
G.
G, the people's key. That's what they call G. And it's because most people who sing, like regular untrained singers, automatically sing in the key of G. It's kind of like, for some reason, that's why happy birthday, whenever you hear happy birthday at a restaurant or whatever, it's usually in the key of G. And it's because it's the range that most regular people can handle in their singing. See that? I think. That's what they say. But anyway, so they call that the people's key. And it's a nice key. It's got some nice qualities. It's got the C natural, which is a lovely note on the fiddle, eh? Like when you compare it to C sharp, which is nice, but it's got a little edge to it. And then you play the C natural, it just kind of softens right up, eh? So there's that kind of nice thing. And there's a couple of other things that are nice about the key of G. I like this here. The D and G together there for the key of G is beautiful, eh? And you can put that under things. See that? Very versatile and nice. Anybody else have a favorite key for the major keys? No? Not really? I guess you're all too young. Oh, Heather, you noticed you left your bow at home. Oh, drag. You can pluck everything. Really good practice. And this is how you do it. And I don't know if you guys have ever learned how to properly do pizzicato, but this is how you do it. You put your thumb on the end of the fingerboard on the corner here. See that? The very corner of your fingerboard. And then you use a straight finger. So you don't curl it. You don't do this here. You use a straight finger. And it's a really good thing to do because you put your finger on the side of the string and you can feel that string roll over and you let it go. And that's a proper pluck. See that? Everybody feeling that string roll over? So you see how I'm flat fingered, eh? That's how you properly do pizzicato, with a flat finger. So not this. And you can hear the difference. Everybody listen for a second. I'm going to show you why I say that's the proper pluck. So here it is without the proper pluck. You hear how that sharpness? It's kind of like, it's got a little attack to it. Now here it is with the proper pluck. See how there's no weird sound there. There's just the note. And that's the proper way to pluck. And then you don't do it up, because it does that. You got to be careful to not involve your fingernail, because it does that. See that? Now there are some pieces, especially new music, where they want you to involve your fingernails to make these weird sounds. And listen to this. You hear that? It's so cool. That's my fingernail buzzing against the string. And some of these new pieces, they'll get you to do that, like a prepared piano. Have you ever heard of a prepared piano? It's where they go into the piano and they put nuts and bolts between the strings so that when the player hits them, it'll make this sound, like this buzz sound that goes along with it. And it's for new music. But anyway, so that's how you properly pluck the fiddle. And it's a good thing to do because you feel, when you do that, you feel what the string is doing under your bow. Because that's what the string does. When you pull the bow, the string rolls over, just like you feel on your finger there, and lets go. Over and over. So when you're using your bow, you can kind of feel for that a little bit and try to get a sense of it. So again, just to show you the proper way, thumb on the fingerboard on the very corner, on the high side of the fiddle, the E string side, and then a straight finger. And you put the finger on the side of the string and you let that string kind of twist and you let it go. And that's how you do a pizzicato. See that? That's how you do it. So you can do a bit of that there, Heather. It's good for you. Now, we were talking about keys and nobody has a favorite major key besides Heather. So now, here's the minor keys. So like I said, it's a toss-up for me between D minor and A minor. And then there's G minor. So watch this. I'm going to play you a tune in the key of D minor. Then I'm going to play you a tune in the key of A minor, and I want to find out preferences. Okay. That's D minor. The relative is F, meaning one flat. So it's a very dark sounding key on the fiddle, very dark. None of the notes ring except for D and G, and it's kind of cool. Then here's A minor. That's A minor. Okay. Now I'll give you one more. I'm going to play that exact same tune, but I'm going to play it in the key of G minor. Now, A minor's relative is C. So it has a slightly muted sound because of all the natural notes, but there are still lots of ringers in that key. You see what I mean? In G minor, that's the same as B flat. So we got a major change, and it really darkens the fiddle. So I just played that tune in A minor. Now I'm going to play it in G minor. Now you see how much darker that is than the A minor, eh? A lot darker. So the keys have different qualities. Now, what do you guys think? What's the nicest out of those three keys? Which ones do you prefer? How about you, Deborah? What do you think? I can't hear you. Don't know why. A, okay. A minor. Okay, well, like I said, first of all, we're used to A minor. There's a lot of music in A minor, and also it's a on the fiddle, it's a versatile key. It uses the whole fiddle, which is really nice. So that's great. That's very good. Okay, what about you, Elaine? What's your favorite of the two? The three.
The A minor.
A minor. That's so far the winner. Okay. How about you, Lena?
G minor, D minor, then A minor.
I kind of agree with you.
The darker the better.
Minor, the saddest of all keys. And it's
There's
interesting.
something about it.
I wouldn't call G minor sad. Like it's definitely the minor sound, but it's so dark. It's like gone beyond sad. It's like despair or something like that.
Yeah, I feel like it has like just a lot of like heart, a lot of feeling. Like it makes me feel things.
Yes, that's good. That's great. How about you, Heather? What did you prefer out of the three?
Yeah, the G minor is very Uilleann pipe-ish.
Now,
Like
that's
emotion.
interesting that you say that because the Uilleann pipes can't play in G minor.
Oh, so then what am I hearing then? I would maybe have to hear them all again and go, oh, that's more like the D minor more like an Uilleann
Yes,
pipe?
the D minor fits on the Uilleann pipes like to a T.
Okay.
That's what it's meant for. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, the reason that you're saying that about G, I think, is probably the dark quality of it because people have that connotation with Uilleann pipes. I think it comes from Braveheart. The beginning of Braveheart, the Uilleann pipes kick in, right? And so it has this dark connotation when you hear the term even Uilleann pipes.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
that could be why you're
So
thinking that.
am I pronouncing the Uilleann pipes wrong. It's Uilleann pipes.
Uilleann, yeah. Uilleann like chillin', except Uilleann. And Uilleann is the Irish word for elbow, because you use your elbows to play the pipe. So that's why they call it the Uilleann pipes. Now, how about you, Julie? What's your favorite key out of the three?
It's really hard to say favorite, but when you played the first two, I liked the D better than the A. The A just didn't, I think with the minor, because you were talking about it, sort of the feeling it gave you, and the A just seemed a little brighter and cheerful. So it didn't sound so much to me like a minor key, which I usually associate with something that's a little more mournful. But it was really interesting to hear you play the exact same tune on the A and then the G. And you could really hear the difference then, and that's really made the A stand out like a very bright key. So
you're absolutely right. That's true. So I would put D minor down as being the kind of middle of the road in terms of darkness. A minor is bright because it still has lots of ringer notes, right? So like A, D, E are all the same as they usually are. G minor has a lot of big changes, so it's the darkest. You know what I mean? Yeah. And with the way that you're darkening the fiddle there is that you're just playing notes that the fiddle doesn't really put out that well. Like, just listen to this. So I'm going to play a D. And on this fiddle, look, it's still ringing. On this fiddle, I just got it fixed up and just got the strings on. It's just ringing like a bell. So I'm going to play that D. Okay? Still going. Now, see that? No decay at all. Hardly any at all. Here's a B flat. Nothing. See that? So you've taken now the volume of the fiddle down quite a lot right away just by changing key. See what I mean? So you make a very good point there, Julie. It's really true. How about you, Bill? What's your favorite among the three? And you're a guitar player, so you're familiar with keys and their different sounds.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think most of the pieces that I have played are A minor.
Yeah.
Of those minor keys.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
it's a much more common key, and I don't really know why either, but it's definitely like there's way more music in A minor than there is in D or G, for sure. So that's a huge factor too, what you're used to. So you're used to A minor. We've heard it all the time. It's familiar. When you get into those B flats and E flats, you're kind of like, oh, is that even right? I have no idea, you know? Whereas the A minor, you're a little more sure, and so it gives you that reward, eh? Of like, oh, I know what this is. And it really makes you feel confident. Anyway, so that being said, let's play an A minor scale, shall we? See how I tricked you guys? It's so easy. God. 20 minutes of talking about keys, and I got you playing A minor. I love talking about keys, though. I mean, Jennifer is really kind of like the expert with that, because with her music, they got to play in every imaginable key. We pretty well stick around D, G, A, and their relatives. And she kind of makes fun of me and the boys whenever we talk about a tune that might be in a difficult key for the pipes or whatever. She's always kind of like, oh, God. Anyway. Okay, so we're going to do a nice slow A minor scale, and we're going to tune those notes because this is not something we're used to. Okay, here we go. Ready? Go. right. How did you guys do with that? Not bad? Good. That's good. Let's do it again right away. Same thing exactly. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Still good? Still feeling pretty good? That's great. Okay, now let's do the arpeggio. Same as A, except without the stretching. Ready? Go. Let's do that again right away. See if we can get it bang on. Ready? Go. Now, how's that arpeggio feeling? Is it coming together? Doesn't feel too unfamiliar? Good, good. Now, let's up the game. Let's do the whole thing a bit quicker. Scale and then arpeggio, like this. 1, 2, 3, go. All right, how did you do with the fast? Not bad? Good, good, good. That is great. Okay, let's see what we got in A minor. We worked out for 6 minutes. That's plenty. Okay, take a look at the old hard drive here. Let's see what is in A minor. Fiddle class. Okay, let's see. Haven't learned. Oh, Big John, Dark Island. Dark Island is nice. That's in A minor. It's kind of like kind of A minor. Now the problem with our music is that nothing is ever truly in the key that it's supposed to be in. So this is in G. Da 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 da. Yeah, that's in G. That's no good. It's a great tune. Let's see. Music with fingering. Okay. Hawk, hey, Johnny Lad, that's the key of A. Miss McLeod, that's the key of A. Maybe we haven't done anything in A minor. We should.
What about the Cliffs of Moher? Is that
Yes,
an A minor?
that's an A minor. Yeah, we could practice that one. That'd be very, very good. Let's see what else we've done. And I'd like to practice The Devil Among the Tailors. That was a great one too. Kind of got away from it. And that's it. Geez, we don't have very much. Oh, we've got the Bally Desmonds. They're in A minor, so we'll practice those too. So let's start with the Cliffs of Moher, and then we'll do the Bally Desmonds. Okay. Okay, so let's see. How fast should we start? That's always the question. Let's see. Does anybody want to give me a little bit of the Cliffs of Moher to give me an idea of how fast you guys are playing it at home? Because I haven't heard you guys playing it for a long time. Anybody want to play just the first, say, 4 bars for me? I'll give you a round of applause, I promise. Oh, come on, Lena. I know you're itching to do it. I know it.
Actually, I can't remember what it sounds like. Could you play it once first?
Coming back?
Okay. I think I only played this like a couple times. I might have missed this class. Wait a second. Oh, A minor, A minor, A minor.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Sorry, my alarm's on.
Okay. Really good. Hey, that sounds good. So, first of all, your microphone was cut off for the first little bit, but your fingers were doing the right thing. And then your microphone
okay.
cut back in, and it was really nicely in tune. Very, very good. And that's the very important thing. So that's going to be yum dee dee da dee dee da dee da da. Let's start there. Okay?
Okay.
Do it twice. Thank you, Lena. It's very brave. Okay. 1, 2, 3, go! here. I'm going to check in. How's everybody doing? Is it all right at that speed? Not missing anything? That's good. How's the plucking going there, Heather?
It's different. I'm glad I have accompaniment. Otherwise, it's very chalky. But it's a juggle. It's interesting.
is.
That I have to nail it. If I don't hit right, my fingers need to hit those strings properly, or it sounds like garbage. Like it doesn't even sound like the tune anymore. It's got to be bang on.
Yeah. Now, I'll give you a piece of advice about that. Relax. So when you put your finger on the side of the string, you're really kind of, my teacher used to say, you're laying it on there. And then the string will just roll over like effortless. You know what I mean? So you're just kind of laying it on there. So try to relax the whole hand when you're doing it, because that adds to the problem when you get tension. All right? It's really good practice though. Really, really good. Okay, well, by the looks of the fingers and the bows, I feel like we could go faster. So let's just go just a touch faster and do it a couple of more times. Any problems or questions or anything like that? No? Okay, well, let's push it. Why not? I don't know why I keep reading. I know the tune like for like 30 some years, but it's a habit. So now, so that's fast. It's faster. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, go! How'd that go? Still okay? Well, that's good. Anybody having anything go wrong at that speed? Anything go wrong? Horribly wrong.
I
No?
find it hard to get to just remember that the E1 is lower because it's so unusual to put the E1 in that position that I kind of like get it half the time.
Yeah, that's all right. You know, half the time is plenty. That's 50%. That's great. And even if you do play a sharp, it's not the end of the world, right? Because especially when you're going fast, you can barely hear them, right? And then you're just kind of like, oh yeah. No big deal, you know? And then you tell Brian afterwards that you meant it. And didn't you think it was cool? And if you didn't think it was cool, what's wrong with you? That type of thing. So don't worry about it. Okay, anybody else have any problems that maybe stopped them or that kind of slowed you down or anything like that? Or do you think we could go even faster?
Dan, I don't ever remember doing this tune, so I'm kind of like it's almost like a first time round for me.
How are you doing?
Well, it's yeah, I'm getting some of it, but yeah, it's missing on a few things here.
Maybe you were away.
But natural is again is that remember to slow it down.
Yeah, but just remember, like I just said to Lena there, like it's no big deal if you don't. Just try to remember at some point to get it down. Okay, I think you must have been away when we learned it or something like that, Elaine. So let's go. Let's see if we can push it. So this time we're going to do it 3 times. We're going to start off the same speed, then we're going to push it, then we're going to push it. Okay? For if you're having trouble, just remember just like if you have a little stop up, just jump back into the skipping rope. Okay? So same speed to start with, and then 2 more times where I push you. 1, 2, 3, go! Little faster. One more. Yep. Yep. Exhale. That's a good idea. How did everybody do with that tempo? Medium? Okay, good. Now I'll tell you what that was for your records. Then we went a little quicker, so it was kind of like 73, I'd say, was what that was. So if it worked for you at that high speed, 73, then that's going to be a good practice speed for you because then you'll be able to push it after that. So if you get it really solid at 73 where you're not even thinking about it, then we can start pushing it up to like 90. Something like that would be great. I'll show you what it's going to sound like at 90. You can even try it if you want. Because you're alone, right? You're on Zoom. You could just say afterwards, yep, perfect. Unbelievable. Better than you could say. Better than you. You weren't around to hear it, but it was awesome. So this is what it's going to sound like. One more. That was 90. Did anybody survive? You were all so good to try it. You survived? That's great. How about you, Lena? You're shaking your head. You didn't survive? Are your remains all over the road?
Well, I guess I survived. I just
Oh, okay.
maybe lost the battle.
Yeah. You fell off the cliffs of Moher.
Yeah.
How about you, Deborah? How did you do?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I found I started slurring. Like da 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 da. So slurring like
Boy.
da 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 da.
Well, that's nice. That particular one is nice. I think I do that. Yeah, I think I do that. The rest of the tune, try to avoid the slurring. I know you want to, and I know it's a way to kind of make it go a little quicker because you're not turning around as much, but it's actually a bit dangerous because you can kind of get the rhythm wrong really easy when you slur tunes. So like, sorry?
So the very last line of it, like da 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 da, and there's jumping back and forth. It's kind of sort of like one up up, like down up up down up up.
Yeah, no, I know, but that's kind of, let me see. So you're stopping your bow?
Yeah, stopping the bow, like
Cool. Well, you can experiment with that and see if that works for you. I would kind of recommend Downy Uppy. If you watch me do it. See that? It's just that you're hearing the jig rhythm. I think that's what's making you do that. I mean, whatever works for you is totally fine, but you can't go wrong with Downy Uppy.
Okay, good to know.
Okay? Downy Uppity. How about you, Elaine? How did you get along at 90?
Not too bad. The ending of the second section is where I'm falling apart.
Yeah, and it's got, beware double notes, eh?
Yes, yeah.
They're always dangerous. This is the danger. See that? And it's not really clear. So the most important thing is to make, in that part, to make the E's clear and even, more than the note that descends. See that? Then it'll come out nice and clear. Because even if you muff those other notes, it's okay. You see that? So the E's are what you want to get strong in that part. And just make sure they get equal amounts of bow. That's how you do it. Okay? Heather, did you do some mad plucking or just fingering?
Just the fingering,
Good idea.
which I found really challenging with no feedback, right?
I know. Yeah, you don't know if you're actually doing it, but you can watch mine. And you can kind of go along with mine. Okay? But yeah, it's still a good idea to do the fingering. I teach a kid called Liam on Thursdays. He's 12 or 11, and he's actually getting quite good right away, which is pretty cool. His mom is a flute player, but I was talking to him about playing the fingering with no bow because he was talking about that. He said he was experimenting when he was in the car. He's a real keener. He was in the car. He was listening to my Mountain Road because that's what we're working on, and he was doing the fingers in the air, da 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 da, which is so great. And I showed him how the classical people do that, which is like this. So da 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 da. See that? And that's how they practice passages. They'll kind of go through a passage on their wrist like that before they try it on the fiddle because it's silent and it's exactly the same. See that? So you can do that. And I was telling them about Strings Across the Sky, where the lady, Andrea Hansen, when she first went up to Nunavut, there were no fiddles up there. No fiddles, like 2 fiddles total. So the kids played on wooden spoons. So you had a wooden spoon, and the spoon has 3 dots on it for where your fingers go, and 2 little guardrails on the end for where your bow goes. And the bow is a dowel, a piece of dowel. And so they had the spoon and the dowel, and they would make all the motions and take turns with the fiddle. Isn't that something? Not the worst idea. It's a pretty good idea, especially if you don't have anything, because you can practice the movements. See? Anyway, very good. So that's the Cliffs of Moher. Let's give it one more go before we leave it, and then we're going to do the Ballydesmonds. But I feel like we're getting somewhere with that. Let me check on the girl here. Girl! Sylvia, what you doing? Okay, can you work on your diorama a bit? She leaving you? You just got to do a couple of things on your diorama, then you can do online time, okay? Okay. Couple more things. Okay, here we go. And we're going to back it up. We're not going to do 90. I hope you were encouraged by your efforts at 90, though. I hope that was encouraging and not discouraging, because I was impressed. I was looking at your fingers. I think you did really good. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. everybody. Cliffs and Moher. Yeah, right on. Okay, Bally Desmonds. Let's check out the old Bally Desmonds. Whew. Yeah, I did a little fancy business there. I just added notes. No big deal, really. I get bored. Okay, everybody got the Bally Desmond up there? Number 1 and number 2 or whatever it is. I don't know. Can't remember. But you know the one I'm talking about. So let's see. Let's start here. These aren't the... We haven't been playing these for the longest time, so... Somewhere around there to start off with. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go! Okay, now is that, I feel like the first one went okay, but then the second one was just too fast. Agreed? Yeah? Okay, let's take the second one and work on it slower. And also, I was trying to remember exactly it. It's very difficult. And I knew that, yeah, it's a simpler version than I was thinking. So let's go a little slower and play that one a few times. Work it up a little. Match the first one. All right. So we're going to slow it down. We're going to play it like this. Okay, 1, 2, 3. From the top. Take a little breather there, people. You earned it. Okay, is that okay at that speed? Is that working at that speed? That's good. Okay, we'll try it a little faster in a second because that was a good stint on that. So it looks like Sylvie's gonna stop Irish dancing, unfortunately. But you know, she did enjoy it, but she wasn't kind of running home to do it. And Jennifer got her in this art class, multimedia, but it has a clay wheel facet, and oil paint, watercolor, and also sculpture. So she found out about that, and she's pretty well going crazy about that. And Fimo as well. They do more advanced Fimo. And she does that constantly. She's always at that. So we're just going to kind of, go where the strength is. She can always go back to dancing if she wants. And she has enough of a grounding now that she can do other types of dancing, like Cape Breton step dancing or clogging if she ever moves down the States, whatever, So yeah, it's interesting how these things go. I was kind of looking forward to doing stuff with her, but now I guess if I want to, it'll have to be clay. Which I kind of like too, it's kind of cool. Okay, shall we try her a little quicker? Okay. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. it worked. I swear to God it worked. Is it good? Okay, let's do the two of them. Mm-hmm. Oh man, my mouse is running out of batteries. Seems to go through an awful lot of batteries, AA batteries. Here we go. Okay, that's that. That's that. I need a new window. Okay. Where did it go? Right here. Okay, let's give this a go. 2 times each at that speed. I think it's going to work out. I have a feeling. One second, I'm trying to get both tunes on the same screen. There, that did it. Okay. Here we go. Everybody ready? 1, 2, 3, go! Here we go. One more. Survivors? Yeah? Maybe a little banged up? Okay, great. That's the Bally Desmonds. Right on. We got some speed going too. Now let's see. Let's pick a slow air to work on. Enough of this fast music. I was working on Neil Gauss' Lament with the fella there earlier today. Why don't we give that one a go? So nice. Yeah. Neil Gauss' Lament for the death of his second wife. This guy that I was working with today is from Antigonish, and he's desperately trying to learn all the Scottish music, which is pretty great. He's got a set, and it's all in the key of A. the whole thing. It's a good set too, and it reminds me, we have never played, I don't think, Headlands March, have we? Oh, let me play it here for you, give you a little break. But it's a very common beginning Cape Breton tune, and it's a great tune. So he's doing that in Lime Hill, which we should also do. Have we done that? I don't think so. Lime Hill, written by Dan R. McDonald, this fellow right here. And it's a really great tune and one of the standards for beginner repertoire. And then High Road to Linton, which we have done, I think. And Mrs. McLeod's Reel, which we have done. So that's a serious Scottish set there, man. It's an MSR, all in the key of A. You can really hear the tartan. All right, Neil Gow's. Oh, I was going to play Headlands. Before a couple people nodded when I started. Thank you. Very common Cape Breton tune. Everybody plays it. And then Lime Hill. Very popular tune by Dan R. McDonald. Everybody plays that tune. Another good one to get. We'll have to get it at some point.
Dan,
Okay.
you mentioned another tune last week, I think, called was it Toby's favorite? Tobin's favorite?
Tobin's. Yeah, great
That's what we were
tune.
gonna-
I'll have to look at that one too. Maybe you remind me, I'll make a video of it and we'll do it next time. But for now, let's work on Neil Gauss. Hello, little girl. How are you doing? There's a charger. It's in the green backpack that's hanging up on the hooks in the front hall.
Got it.
And did you do some of your diorama?
Yes.
Okay, so you can have now 20 minutes of online time, and then you're going to be bathing.
Okay.
Okay, good plan. All right. Neil Gauss' Lament for the death of his second wife. Does everybody remember how this goes? Oh yeah, it's a classic. Let's do it. Let's just dive into it. Okay. Let's do it 2 times. The first time regular, the second time with loads of feeling. Okay? That's what my dad would say. Loads of feeling. Ready, go. my God. How's everybody getting along with it? Any problems? Are you able to get some dynamics and stuff like that in there? Remember we worked on that? On dynamics and vibrato. Anybody doing vibrato? No? You are a little bit, Julie? Putting a little wiggle on? That's good. Just here and there, it's nice to give it a try. It's really, really, like just to try it. And I had, for vibrato, I remember learning it, I had multiple failed attempts at it before it started working. Like multiple, So keep trying it if it's at all possible. Any questions or problems or queries or concerns about Neil Gauss' lament for the death of his second wife? Anything? Yes, Lena?
I have some trouble at the end of the third bar, I think it is. Like the last two, sorry, the end of the third line, last two bars of the third line. I feel like I kind of lose the tune and I don't know how much space those notes are supposed to take up. And I always,
That part there, exactly the way it's written. And I'm just going to be clear, you're looking at this version?
yeah, that's the one.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to show you. You follow along while you're looking at it there, and I'll show you where to go. Oh, yeah. So that is the third bar. You said, oh, yeah, okay. Third bar into the second part. Third bar, third line.
Yes.
Yes. I'll do it again. Can you try doing that for me?
Okay. I mixed up. Was that it?
That was it. Do it
Something
again.
about it sounds weird.
That's it. Perfect. Now the thing is this version here is a little bit stylized, and it's got the doubles of the E and the doubles of the F. And you can also just do long. So you can, instead of this, you can just go. See that? You eliminate that double of the same note. It's just a bit somebody's idea. Both ways are totally valid, but the more common way is just the long E and the long F. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But if you played exactly like that, that would go along with it. Exactly. No problem at all. Okay, good question. Any other bits like that, people? Anything at all? No? Let's give it another go. Oh, my mouse is dying. Come on, mouse. You can live. Come on, mouse. Oh, there we go. Yay. Okay, one more try. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Ah, beautiful. Neil Gai's lament for the death of his second wife. All right. Any problems with that time around? Do you get some feeling in there? You get some dynamics in there? Some interesting things, some denouements, some build-ups. Yeah, that's great. Okay, now let's work on Irishman's Heart, because I know we were working on that one, trying to get it fast. Let's play that before we're done. Let's see, yeah. Yes. I like your notes here, Lena. Slur up bow. It's pretty cool. Now the way to denote that, you pretty well got it right, except instead of writing slur up bow, you do a V for victory sign, up bow sign, over the slur. See that? That's this up bow sign. And the down bow sign is the staple. Okay, I don't know if I ever showed you guys that. And I never knew my whole life why up bow was a V and down bow is a staple. Like, it never made sense. I always wondered why the V for victory wasn't a down bow, because it looked like a down arrow. You know what I mean? And some wise person finally told me that the V is to represent the tip of the bow. See that? Start from the tip. And the frog is to represent the staple is to represent the frog, the square frog. See that? So up bow means start at the tip. That's what this is. And down bow means start at the frog, which is what the staple is. Isn't that amazing? My God. All this time I didn't know. There's a reason for everything. It's not just willy-nilly. Okay, let's give this Irishman's Heart a go here. So I think we had it going kind of like this. Let's try it there anyway a couple times and see what happens. All right. 1, 2, 3. we do? Anybody having trouble? Lena, you look like you were having trouble.
Yes. I don't know what happened. I feel like maybe I need rosin or something. It sounded like shit the whole time.
Can you play
I
a
don't
little
know.
bit for me and I'll tell you?
Or maybe I was just out of tune. Or is this a different key than what we were just doing?
Yes.
Okay, I was trying to play the wrong key, I think.
Sure, just play a little bit for me there and I'll see. That's right. You're doing it right.
I think, but when I was playing it just now, I think I had my A2 in the wrong position, so everything sounded a little off.
Yeah, I would, but let's see if it sounds cool. It's kind of like the Tim Burton Nightmare
That's
Before
what I was
Christmas.
doing. But it didn't sound good with like both of like Jordan's over there
No.
listening and you're playing in one key and I'm playing another, so it didn't go nice.
No, but I kind of like the idea. So you were Danny Elfmaning it.
Right. Oh, well, now we know.
It's awesome. Okay, let's give it one more go before we're done, guys. One more go and then we'll be done. Now that Lena's in the right key and everything. Let's see if it goes better. 1, 2, 3. One more. Last time. Okay, so we're working on it. We're working on it. That last time might have been just the tiniest bit too fast of an attempt. So just remember that. And I think that's about, tell you now. That was 90. That last attempt. Okay, so 90 is an aspirational. And your practicing is probably going to be in the 75 range. Okay, to get everything right and to get everything smooth. Any questions or problems at all? No? Okay, we're just going to keep strengthening next week, guys. We're going to keep going at old music and strengthening keys and getting the older stuff stronger. Okay, we'll learn something new, but not for a couple of weeks. All right, so just keep up the good work, and we'll see you next Thursday. Bye-bye.